Hi, lovely people. So I was reading in Ezekiel chapters 41 through 43, and as I was reading it, because a lot of it is about the building, the temple, and just like the buildings and the altar and all of the things about the cubits and the height and the width of how God commanded them to build the building. And so as I'm reading this, I'm like in my head and I'm asking God, like, God, why was it important for us to know these things? And the Holy Spirit begins to speak to me, and he begins to show me how even the building had to be built by the standard of God. It had to be built by the way that he had commanded for the buildings to be built to carry out to carry his glory, to carry his holiness. And in Ezekiel chapter 41, he literally says, like, this is a holy place now, you know? And so as I was like reading that, the Holy Spirit then began to say to me, you know, God has also given us a standard, right? In Leviticus, he tells us, and then also in First Peter, he tells us to be holy for I am holy, right? And if God commanded the buildings to even be built to carry his holiness, then how much more should we as humans, as people, be living a life that carries the holiness of God, that invites the holiness of God in, that literally allows the Spirit of God to rest and dwell in us. In order for the King of Glory to even rest in those buildings, to rest in that temple, to rest on that altar, he literally told them exactly how he wanted them to build it, the exact height, the exact amount of cubits, the exact length, the exact every detail. It was built to the way that God commended it to be built, and also even the sacrifices. He said these are holy sacrifices. How much more, y'all, should we be living a life of holiness, a life of set apartness, a life that is pleasing unto Jesus, so that we invite his Spirit in? So my prayer is that you would live a life of holiness. You would live a life that is set apart, a life that is pleasing unto God, a life that desires Jesus more than you desire anything else in this world, a life where you consistently and constantly die to your flesh, die to your desires, die to your wants, and pick up your cross and follow after the one who is holy. Because after all, he said, be ye holy, for I am holy. And he didn't just command us to be holy, but he also commanded the buildings. So be ye holy, y'all, because God is holy.